Austyn. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Your last name is Bailiff, is that correct?
That is correct.
That's an interesting name to have working in the legal field.
Yes, it is.
So, IMS Life Care Planning has a diverse group of life care planners and vocational experts, and with different backgrounds, which contributes to our knowledge and our teamwork. Your background is as a licensed professional counselor, is that correct?
That is correct.
And how does that help you in your life care planning practice?
Well, every life care plan really does have a mental health component to it. The question is, how prominent is that?
Mm-hmm.
And the mental health side of things, it allows me to help articulate what the unseen injuries might be.
Yes.
These could be things surrounding PTSD or after a motor vehicle accident. And so what I like to bring to the table is this whole picture of the person so that we can have better outcomes long term and also understand and anticipate what their needs are going to be from a mental health perspective.
Right, exactly. Okay, and can you give me examples of cases where you think your expertise will be really helpful in?
Yes. Some examples could be cases involving PTSD. That could come from a motor vehicle accident. That could come from traumatic brain injury or spinal cord injury. Things like chronic pain can also be addressed through mental health interventions. It's a frontline intervention to help people manage their chronic pain, making sure that they're not unintentionally doing things that are reinforcing those pain behaviors over time. So those are just a few examples of cases that mental health component can be very helpful.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. So let's talk about the specific type of recommendations that a licensed professional counselor can help in the life care plan to create a comprehensive plan that provides for best outcomes, helps to restore people the best they can to how they were before a serious injury. Can you talk about kind of things you would include in a life care plan?
Yes. One classic example, if we're talking about something like PTSD, people who experience PTSD are going to be more avoidant of these things that they need to be able to engage in order to function in the world. They might be avoidant of people or certain noises. And so we'd recommend things like cognitive behavioral therapy or EMDR therapy, which helps the brain desensitize itself to those stimuli so that then they're able to go out and participate in those things that they need for independence. We also like to focus on interventions that are targeted and specific at different points in the lifespan, especially if there's some kind of transition in the life care plan. We want to make sure that there's an increase in support psychologically at those points as well. So those are the types of recommendations, individual therapy, EMDR, cognitive behavioral, that we might put into life care plan at different points in a person's lifespan.
Right. Okay. So as well as creating a life care plan for someone who's been injured, we also do rebuttals of plaintiff life care plans. And so when we're looking at a plaintiff life care plan that's been created by someone else, are there ever times where you're looking at that and thinking they've overdone it or they're speculating on too much mental health care? Is there such a thing as having too much mental health care?
There is. And every ethics code that I'm aware of actually has provision in there that says that it is unethical to overtreat a client. And the reason for that is we're working toward a person being independent in their life and being able to act autonomously. And too much mental health care, especially if it's not targeted and specific, can really be actually working against the best interest of the client. So I really am going to look at, is the specific recommendation going to be targeted? Is it appropriate? Is it time limited? So that we just don't have infinite therapy, because that's really actually working against the client's best interests in the end. And so those are the kinds of things I'll be examining for from a defense perspective, just so that we can understand and make sure that the life care plan is actually helpful.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And we're really happy to have you as part of our team.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.